Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AI Interconnect podcast. I'm your host, Laurent, and today I'm joined by someone who's helping real estate professionals completely rethinking how they connect with clients online. And Michael Lam is the founder and CEO of Kaydoh, a PropTech SaaS platform transforming how agents showcase listings, engage leads, and build trust, all from a single mobile-friendly link. Um, what makes this conversation important is how Michael's tackling one of real estate most stubborn bottleneck, digital marketing that actually works without wasting hours. Michael, welcome to the show. Happy to have you here.
Thank you, Laurent. I feel completely blessed for you to invite me on this show, so I'm excited to get started. Thank you.
Wonderful. I'm also very excited, and let's learn from you. Um, let's go back to the beginning.
Sure.
What led you to create Kaydoh?
Sure. So, Kaydoh started 7 years ago, and it came from a experience that I had that still haunts me today. So, 7, 8 years ago, when I was in the pursuit of searching for my dream house, at this time, I thought I knew everything about real estate. I bought multiple properties at that time, so I had some experience already, and I thought I knew everything about real estate at the moment. And I found a dream, my family's dream house, sitting at the hilltop. And I thought that I was going to be very smart, and I would go directly to the person that listed the property without needing an agent, and thought I could secure a deal. To make the story short, I ended up not winning the deal because that agent didn't want to work with me. And I realized that if I had a realtor on my side helping me negotiate a deal, I probably would have gotten that property, just because there was really no one bidding on that property. It was only me and one other person. And what really is painful is the fact that almost every weekend I drive by it because I have to go to my mother-in-law's house. So my wife always reminds me that's the home that we lost the
Oh.
deal on for like 7 years. So, it haunts me. And so when we built Kaydoh, it really came off from that experience of realizing realtors don't do a really good job of explaining what they do and why they deserve those high commissions, right? If you call it high commissions. And to me, I felt like there's really great agents out there. They don't have the right tools in place that can really highlight themselves in a very easy, digestible way. And that's how Keto was born.
Wow. Emotional.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice start. Um, were you in the real estate world before launching the company?
So during that time, personally, I was in real estate, right? So I've been doing it for 14 plus years. Prior to that, I was actually running another startup called Go Hire. So that was the time. That's like back in 2013, 14, 15. During that time, that was, if the audience remembers, that was like during that time when chatbots really became mainstream, right? So right now, we all hear about ChatGPT, AI. A lot of that is becoming mainstream or has been, right? A household name, right? Seems like our neighbors, our friends and family, everybody knows AI at this point. But back in 2016, 15, nobody was really talking about this technology. They were talking about chatbots, and during that time, I built one of the most viral messaging bots. During that time, when I say viral, it was a system you can speak to it. It'll help you find a job. We had access to international jobs, so this bot went in over 100 countries in less than 30 days when we released it, and we ended up getting nominated for Startup of the Year, winning some awards as a result of building out that product.
Wow, fantastic! Wow, then should have another conversation on that.
Yeah, that's a different story. Yeah, that was prior to Cato.
Okay, then you mentioned it. Your the emotional loss of this house you couldn't buy, but did you notice any what was broken when you saw uh, that you saw clearly that other didn't act on at the time? I'm sure there is something that stood out.
Well, I mean, what was broken really is the lack of communication between realtors and consumers. Unfortunately, what's happening is media writes that narrative for realtors. So realtors don't have, they don't do a good job of controlling that message of what they actually do, why they deserve the 3% or the 6% commission of the sale of a property. They don't. There's really nothing out there that's consistent. Every realtor, when you think about like the industry in itself, there's the stats out there that says there's 1.4, 1.6 million realtors, but they're not all treated the same. It's really 1.4 million small business owners that all each are treated differently. So it's not cohesive as a entity. It's each person, each realtor has his own set of tools, has his own set of ways of doing business. Now there's systems out there that try to teach realtors to follow and adapt certain methodologies, but a lot of times it's again small business owner. They do what they want to do, and there's no systems in place. And so what was broken was a standard way of delivering a message or communicating to a potential buyer or a seller.
Makes sense. Okay. Um, what was the first version of the product like?
The good question, because we've iterated 3 or 4 times. So what we are now, Kaydoh, which is a all-in-one platform where you can string together all your marketing assets, put it under one single shareable link, and share it out on social media quite easily in a matter of seconds. That's where we are right now. But prior to that, we built other products that evolved to that. So one of our first product was the ability to, again, with my experience in chatbots and texting, we built a bot where you can text in a keyword and it would produce a 15-page presentation report for you based on the property. So if you wanted to know what your home is worth, all you had to do is type in CMA to a phone number, and it would ask you, what is your address? You type in your address, and within 20 seconds, a full-on 15-pager PDF report branded to the realtor will be sent to you. And you get a whole home analysis very quickly. So that was our first product when we first launched. And, at that time, it was a great idea, I thought. I still think. But unfortunately, realtors they don't really know how to market it. And it really never picked up. So we transitioned that to a different product where, again, sticking in the real estate industry, where you can, one of the things that one of our principles that we like to apply at our company is we're not trying to invent something brand new. We want to augment your current lifestyle, your current work schedule in a way that Kaydoh can fit into that, right? Because human behavior is, changing someone's behavior is very difficult to do. So what we try to do is try to like adapt to what is it that you already do, but then augment to it, right? So one behavior realtors love to do is they take photos and they post it on social media. So how can we take that behavior, but then have Kaydoh be involved? So we built another product where the moment you take 15, 20 photos, and the moment you hit share, it actually builds a whole landing page for you with all those photos as a collage, so that when you share it online, it actually attaches a landing page directly to those photos. And again, at that time, I thought that was a great idea too. I thought that was phenomenal. But again, that didn't stick. And then that kind of evolved to where Kaydoh is now.
Okay, a try error events, but I mean it's normal. And then for those who haven't used Kaydoh, and what's the simplest way to describe what you do exactly?
The easiest thing to understand is we're like the TikTok of websites, right? What we've done is really taken that traditional websites that are really a one size fit all approach. It's clunky. It gives you a ton of information. It makes the visitor determine what they want to look at because they have to browse through the site. What we've done is taken a short form version of a traditional website to give you exactly an attention grabbing type of experience. Right? So for real estate, for example, one of the biggest um, money making activity is if you raise your hand, Laurent, to tell me that you're thinking about selling, I'm going to try to set an appointment with you so that when I meet you in person, I'm going to try to show you why you should hire me as a realtor so I can help sell your home. We might set that appointment, but between now and then, you might be getting calls from other realtors. You might be setting other appointments. So your attention span is going to get lost between you and me. So what Kaydoh does is we make it easy for myself to send you something in between that meeting that keeps you engaged. And that's what Kaydoh is. We create this digital listing presentation or a pre-listing package. It's a short form microsite that has a video of me, has your home in it, your photo, your comps, home analysis, sample videos is all stitched together effortlessly in a matter of minutes that I can send to you the minute I get off a phone call.
Wow, I love it already. Wonderful. Um, and from what I've seen, um, this is not just another listing tool. You are creating real time mobile first landing pages, as you say, that let agent move faster and capture leads directly from open house, sign, social, and more. Okay, we got it. Why did you focus so much on mobile?
I mean, I think I want to say it's obvious, but it's not so obvious. Statistically, everybody, well, if you look at traffic, everybody's on mobile. So that's why. I mean, I could say that, yeah, I'm always on my phone and say that everybody else is on the phone, but that might not be true. So statistically, when we looked at traffic, majority of the traffic is coming from mobile. People viewing photos and websites directly from mobile. So we want to make sure that whatever we built, whether it was a website or an app, it had to be very mobile friendly first. So that was our direction.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. No, of course. Was not a tricky question. It's it was a grandfather question.
Right, right.
where where do most agents fail today in their listing promotion and follow up?
It's gonna be the follow up. It's gonna be the follow up where you know agents do a great job of closing in and securing the deal and then getting the job done for the most part. They do that, but where they fail the most really is after they sell, it becomes really transactional, not relationship wise. So there's no follow up. I mean, all my realtors who worked with me don't call me. They don't follow up. And right, so my first realtor who helped me buy my first home, was it 10, 12 plus years ago. They never called me back to check up on me, how we're doing. They went on to the next deal to close on. So, a lot of times that's a very common story I hear from realtors. You would think they should maintain that relationship because when someone buys a home, generally speaking, it's a great gateway to building wealth. So when someone buys a home, the next step is, well, are you in a position to upgrade your house or buy another house? Right?
Sure, sure.
You're putting yourself in a different space at that moment. So for a realtor, I don't know why they don't try to maintain those relationships because it's much easier to fish in your own pond than to go get new fishes from another pond. I mean,
That's right.
that's selling one on one, but unfortunately, realtors don't understand that.
Yeah, unbelievable. Um, and what are the results your users are seeing that surprise even you?
They're very creative on what they're doing with Kaydoh. What surprises me, they're using it for various different use cases. So when we built Kaydoh, we specifically built it for listing presentations, something that you can send ahead of time, a micro landing page that showcases your value. But they're using it for recruiting, they're using it for open houses, for signage, they're using it for public events. It's been used at political events. It's been used at fundraising events. So it's been used very creatively from just various different events. So it's not just real estate, and that's what surprised me at first is realizing the aha moment of realizing, wow, this is beyond just real estate. What we just built here is transferable, applicable across any industry. As long as you have a product to sell or a service to sell, you're going to be able to leverage Kaydoh.
Wow, very, very interesting. We'll talk about that. one one of the hardest thing in PropTech is getting agents. We talked about that
Mhm.
to adopt new tools.
Yes.
You say it before. How did you? And I'm just curious again. I mean, how did you approach onboarding and education at Kaydoh?
It's definitely challenging. It's the probably the big one of the biggest roadblock in the real estate prop tech space is you might have an amazing product, but if it's not easy to use, it's not easy to train. Those are two key things, right? It has to be easy to use, but then it has to be easily for someone to train somebody because a lot of times, especially in the real estate space, um, tech founders don't understand this is that a lot of times realtors have teams and you might train the leader, but then you're gonna have to train the team members. And as they bring in new team members, you're gonna have to train them. And so if your system is clunky, difficult to train, you're gonna eat up a lot of your resources just to train individuals. And when you talk about scalability, it's not very scalable. So one of the things we've learned is we had to make the product very simple so that people who do sign up, they can figure it out on their own, especially the ones that are comfortable with technology. Those types of audiences, they sign up and they figure it out on their own. But the ones that need more handholding, because our product is easy, we can hire anybody to be a trainer, learn the system, and then train other people. And that's very key right there.
Yeah, I love that. And what role did communities or a partnership like Kipling play in that?
That does help a lot. One of our go-to market strategy is to connect with partners because they have the audience, in real estate. Selling to a realtor is very challenging. They get bombarded with tons of phone calls and ads. So I myself can't just go to a realtor and pitch them Kaydoh. They won't even listen. They won't even open the door. But partners like Kaplan and other association and brokerages that have a bigger audience, they have the ear of the realtor, and so when we partner with them, they help get us into their ecosystem. So we make relationships with them, and they push our product out, and it's beneficial on both ends of the sides there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And and obviously, do you find there's a big gap between what agents say they want and what they actually use?
Right. Right, that is true. That is true. A lot of times agents wants everything they want, right? It's like going to a candy store. You want everything, but all of it is bad for you. You have it all at once, right? And so you got to distill that down to see, again, going back to what is it they actually do on a day-to-day basis? What do they do in terms of marketing? And what does your solution, how does it fit into that process? That's the key thing there to be, in my opinion, to be very successful is not trying to change the behavior of a realtor drastically, because that's very difficult to do just as a human, is let them do what they do best, continue, and then you just have to find a way to augment yourself into their process.
Yeah, right. And has AI made things easier or harder to explain?
Yeah, AI does help a lot. We're using it in various different parts of the business. We have AI inside our product itself as well, but I'll talk about, like, for example, onboarding. We use AI in a way where it's helping our live chat team be a lot more successful, be more effective, so that when a question does come through the chats, they don't have to figure it out. They can just go and ask the system to go find the right article that has that information, and then they pull that up and give it. They basically relay it back to the visitor or whoever is asking the question. So AI is helping in that respect. It does a really good job of taking a question, finding the answer from an existing article, and serving it back up to the operator, whoever is the one handling the conversation.
That's great. Okay, let's zoom out. Um, what's your take on where PropTech is heading in 2026, 27?
Um, I think prop tech right now, there's a lot of consolidation happening. And I think the whole concept of creating a super app is still there, very prevalent, whether it's talked about in the media or not. Big companies are thinking about it. How do they keep everything in one ecosystem? All the visitors, all the potential leads in one system. At the same time, all the realtors in one system. That super app is that what we call the holy grail. Everybody's trying to achieve that. Where I see with AI, and is it's going to alleviate a lot of tedious tasks for realtors, and it's going to be used in a way to augment them. So not necessarily replace realtors. Now, there's companies out there that is probably going to try to replace a realtor. That's attractive, right? From various different reasons, from the lens of an investor, that could be a very attractive. But I believe where the most success will come from is leveraging AI as a partner, as a partner that's going to come in and really elevate yourself, right? So all the tedious tasks that you're doing, have AI do that. So that could be as simple as AI organizing your email, highlighting the emails you should follow up with versus the ones that are spammy. Yeah, AI can determine that and automatically unsubscribe emails that should be unsubscribed, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I get tons of emails on a daily basis, and majority of them are spam, and I'm going through and clicking unsubscribe, unsubscribe. Shouldn't AI figure that out and just do it for you? Right. So that's what I mean by tedious tasks.
Yeah. Oh, very true. But how do you see agents using AI in a way that's realistic, not hypes?
Yeah. Realistically, I mean, we're building one of those tools right now. Realistically, the way we see AI that can be used is like, for example, cloning your voice, right? Realtors, again, they're single business owners, and when you talk about them working with multiple clients and scaling out to do more business, it's going to be a physical scalable problem. Like one realtor cannot work with 1,000 clients at once. It's just not possible. Is though they can do it maybe at most 10, right? If they juggle, right? But you're not going to do 1,000 customers at once. So how do you do that, right? So a lot of times you're going to have to figure out the scaling issues. And one way we think that's going to happen is going to be the ability to clone your voice. We're working on technology now where we can clone a realtor's voice so that anytime a lead is generated, the clone voice is actually calling up that homeowner or that potential buyer and is saying, "Hey, Laurent, thank you for filling out your information. I'm Michael. I'm in the middle of a meeting, but I'm going to call you back shortly and give you some more information about this property." It's going to be your clone voice, sounds just like you, but it does that initial touch point. That's something that a realtor doesn't have to do now. A realtor comes back, by the time they do call that lead, it's a bit warmer because they've already got a phone call from the AI telling them that they're going to get a phone call from the realtor.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the cloning, voice cloning is already, it's, yeah, it's feasible. It's great. Yeah. I love it. Any tools you love or trends you think are getting too much attention?
Well, I think one of the trending things that I've always warned our employees here at Kaydoh is not to be overly reliant on AI. That trend right now seems to be like everywhere. AI is replacing everything. It's going to do everything for you. It's going to do podcasts for you, right? It's going to do a lot of that for you. But one thing I've seen is when you're overly reliant and blindly accept it for what it is, you run into problems and you make mistakes, and those mistakes can be very costly. So, what we strive and tell our employees to challenge the AI. If you're going to leverage AI, it's good that you're doing that, but you have to challenge it, and you got to critically think yourself. You cannot just entirely blindly accept and depend on it, because that becomes a problem. Because for various reasons, right? I mean, the system can go away, and then now you're stuck to square zero. And if you and if your base level skill set is here and the AI took you here and then that just disappears, you go back down here, that's a big drastic change in your work output. So you have to be
Yeah,
careful as well. So if you're going to leverage AI, you need to learn with it. That's what I'm trying to get at. You got to elevate yourself and not blindly accept it, but learn from it so that you yourself elevate yourself. If that makes sense.
complete
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Completely right. I mean, AI is hallucinating. You shouldn't hallucinate with him.
Yeah, right. Right. That's
Yeah,
exactly the right way to say it.
yeah. Okay, let's. What has been one of the biggest challenges you have faced recently, either in the business or the market?
I think in the business right now, I think this is something a lot of people can understand. Anyone that's running a startup is keeping your keeping your customers in your system, keeping them pretty sticky, creating a product that reinforces the value so that they stay on. Because we're subscription based, um, our goal is for the customers to never leave. Right? We want to build an amazing product for them to keep paying every month. So one of the things that we do is to help expedite and flush out what we need to improve on is that actually every month we send them an email, every single customer of ours, reminding them that we're going to charge them money and they have an opportunity to cancel. So it kind of goes against the grain of, I know some belief is don't say nothing. If they're paying you, don't worry about it. But for us as a startup, we need feedback quickly. And we remind you that we're charging you anywhere from $39 to $150 a month. We're reminding you, we're charging you. If you want to cancel, you can. If not, then it's going to automatically charge so that we flush out the customers that shouldn't be on our platform. If they do, we reach out to them to figure out what's going on, why they are canceling. And we learn a lot actually from that. So, some people think cancellations are bad, but if anything, to me, that's a learning experience. Every cancellation is absolutely a learning experience. You just got to make it a learning experience. You can't have it in vain. You can't just cancel, be sad, walk away, go find another customer to replace that customer. You got to learn from that cancellation so that everything that you do in your roadmap is to achieve that end goal of making that customer completely happy, right? The general customer audience.
Yeah, that's right. So many SaaS company have these uh, new customers, and they're not using the platform. They
Yeah,
subscribe, but they're not using and this is a huge problem for the SaaS company. And you have to find a solution to uh, maybe the cancellation thing is the right way, but it's definitely an onboarding. An onboarding task should be done in order to avoid these things. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
How are how are you tackling brand visibility beyond early adapters?
Um, Again, partnerships is where we get that, right? Just because this real estate space is a bit different than any other industry, we're dealing with small business owners, so we need to work with partners that already have the ears of the realtor. So it's Kaplan's, it's EXP, it's these big organizations that already have the client base of ours. They're the ones that helps us push out the message. We work with title partners, title companies. They do a really good job of partnering with us. They also help talk about Kaydoh to their clients. They're also in the business of trying to add a lot of value to the relationship. So they're going out talking to their clients about tools that helps them grow their business. So we partners with kind of companies in that manner as well.
Okay, makes sense. Very cool. Um, uh, what have you learned about user behavior that change how you uh, build or sell Kida?
That's a good question. Well, I think in terms of user behavior, one of the things that we've noticed is speaking about our product, it's very easy to sell Kaydoh. When you look at our product, it's very attractive. But if a user doesn't actually execute and do something, they tend to be a customer that ends up just canceling our service. So when it comes to user behavior, Our goal is to get them using it so they can get that aha moment of realizing, wow, this is powerful. So that's how fast can we get them to that aha moment. So when we're onboarding them, we want them leveraging it right away by using a real use case that they have a real reason to use it. If there is no need, there's no use case for them, we try to help them make the decision of not using keto because it ends up becoming a bad thing for both of us. So when it comes to user behavior, it's getting them to that aha moment very quickly.
Right. Love it. Um, we're going to be talking again in 12 months from now. Where do you want Kaydoh to be?
Good question. I'm gonna say, 12 months from now. I mean, we have a huge roadmap, but within a year from now, I'm confident that we're gonna be at a point where Cato has developed a solution where leveraging AI in a way we're cloning your voice, where the realtor is not gonna need to do any more videos. The AI system will be able to clone their voice, have a script in place, and actually take the place of a realtor to be on camera to create content. Now, it's not replacing realtor in terms of the transaction. It's just helping a realtor market him or herself much better using the AI technology. That's where I see within 12 months what Kiddo's going to be. And it's going to be simple as maybe recording a small clip and hitting save, and it produces the entire microsite with a updated video, with the updated script, with the person being that avatar, him or herself.
I love it. Will uh, will we see more integrations?
I think what we'll see a lot more consolidation, especially with Cato. There's going to be, again, everybody is striving for that super app, and Cato is no different. We're striving for that as well. And we have a lot more of future integrations in the future that's going to make it a lot easier for our customers, our realtors, to be able to market a property, right? So it's not just about making websites, it's also printing out the postcards, it's distributing the marketing, it's finding the right buyers, finding the sellers. So a lot of that's going to be integrated within Cato.
Wonderful. Awesome. You have been very intentional about working with Kaplan
Yes.
and real estate educators. Why is that so important to you?
Well, having Kaplan, for example, I mean, again, that's one of several different partners we have. They have the audience already. So again,
Yeah.
going back to you can't advertise to realtors is very challenging. So Kaplan already has the what is Kaplan? They're a great company. They're $1 billion company. They have they do licensing. So they work in many different industries. One of the industries is real estate. So if you're thinking about being a realtor, you can go to Kaplan, go get a license. When you get a license, they have the audience of the realtor. So they also help promote Cato. Right. We have a relationship with Kaplan. We give Kaplan a special deal. They get to basically offer that to their students. So everybody that goes into their system that gets a license also will have access to Cato. Cato continues to be an invite only. So if you try to go outside of Kaplan and sign up for Cato, you're just going to join on wait list, which is growing. So we work with partners and give them that type of access. So it's in a visit. Whoever wants Cato has to go through one of our partners, in other words.
Okay. Like it. And okay, we know that agents. Do you think the next generation of agents will be more tech savvy by default, or?
Yes, by default, naturally. I think I mean, even now, you see the agents that struggle are the ones that are very low tech, unfortunately, right? They still mail out pieces of paper, right? They maybe don't do, they barely just started doing texting, right? Took them a while. So yes, what's going to happen is you have to leverage technology. You can't be afraid from it, and it doesn't matter. And it's not discriminatory towards age, right? You can be 60, 70 plus and be great in technology. Don't limit yourself. Sometimes I hear people, well, I'm a bit retired, or I don't get technology. I hear that from young people to old people. So it has nothing to do with age. It's a mindset thing. If you're willing to learn from it, you will get the technology. So it has nothing to do with age.
Yeah. Okay. um, okay. Let's have some a few quick fire question. What one tool you cannot live without as a founder?
Uh, One tool I can't live without.
Many of them, maybe.
I have so many, but I'm going to say Slack. Slack is a great tool, is a great communication tool. Without it, it's very challenging to get our team in sync. We do a lot of meetings. The AI notes that Slack has is amazing. It does all the note taking for you. So yeah, I don't think I can be very effective without Slack in our system, in our day to day.
Yeah, I mean that's right. Slack is great, and a most underrated real estate tech trend.
Hmm. Understated. That's a good
You can
question.
pass.
I don't know. I don't have one. I don't think there is one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to tell you. I don't know.
Okay, no, I say not a problem. Favorite way to recharge when you're not building Kaydoh.
Love biking. I love riding my bike. I have a mountain bike, and I'll ride around town. I intentionally don't go to the grocery store with my car. I'll take the bike and go there. I'll force myself to go, and that makes me just clear things out. And you're just yourself riding against the wind, and it's just even
Yeah,
if it's down in downtown or is in the city or suburb, it's a beautiful thing. I've been there.
yeah, I love it. One thing about real estate marketing you wish everyone knew.
Right? I wish everyone knew about Cato. That's what I hope in real estate marketing. But other than that, patience. In realistically, is I wish everybody understood you got to be patient with your marketing. You can't just expect to spend 10,000 or 1,000 or 100 and expect instant results. It depends on who you work with and your plan for consistency. It's all about consistency.
Very true. And the best advice you ever received about product or business.
If you're gonna be running a startup, you have to be the one selling. That's the best advice. You have to be the one selling. So if you don't want to get in front of people and sell, don't run a startup.
I want to follow it. Very cool, Michael.
Laurent.
Thanks for joining. Uh, what you're building here at Kaydoh is not just smart. Is genuinely helping agent move faster and look more professional with less effort.
Yes.
Uh, thank you so much. I found um, a way. Uh, I mean, you found a way to combine simplicity, automation, personalization in a space that often stuck with. You mentioned it, templates and Notepad and PDF, and you've been doing a great job. Thank you. It was great,
Thank you so
great,
much.
great, great conversation. I'm very happy to have you, and remember, in 12 months we talk again. Now, of course.
Sounds good. Let's make it a plan. Let's do it, Laurent. Thank you so much for having
Thank you,
me. All right, have a
thank
good one.
you, and that's it for today's episode of AI Interconnect. And if you enjoyed it, share it with someone who's building the future, or better yet, someone who should be. And until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep building. Thank you.